Good morning students, welcome to BSc2 Zoology class. So in the last video we were talking about structure of unfertilized egg of frog. Structure of unfertilized egg of frog. Now today in this video we are going to talk about the process of fertilization, right? Fertilization is nothing but fusion of male and female gametes. Now fertilization. So fertilization process occurs in different stages. The first stage is penetration of the sperm. Now the sperm has to penetrate. During monsoon, female frog starts to ovulate, lay eggs. As the eggs are laid by female frog, male frog releases seminal fluid. And this seminal fluid contains large number of sperms. Okay? So here fertilization is external. In frog, fertilization occurs outside their body, in water. So female releases its ova into the water, and male frog also releases sperms into the water. So both, several sperms attack. They attack the eggs. The eggs are externally covered by here the jelly coverings, jelly membranes. So jelly membranes are pierced by several sperms. They enter they pierce through the jelly membranes or jelly coat. There are 3 jelly membranes. Okay? Out of several sperms that have entered the jelly membrane, only one will penetrate into the ovum proper. Only one will penetrate into the ovum proper. Okay? Now look here. The sperm is penetrating. Now first it passes through the jelly membranes. Okay? At this region what happens? The Wittlein membrane, I told you, Wittlein membrane is laid by the ovary over the surface of the egg. Okay? Here what happens? Suppose sperm is entering here. At that region, the Wittlein membrane is elevated upward, slightly elevated upward, right? It is slightly elevated upward from the surface of the egg. Now this penetrates into the ovum, passing through the Wittlein membrane and oolemma. This is what oolemma or plasma membrane of the ovum. Now this enters. See, while entering the sperm into the ovum, the tail is removed. The tail is not entering. Only the head part and middle piece. Head part and middle piece enters into the ovum. So this ovum has cytoplasm. Okay? Here cytoplasm, having 2 different colors. Upper half of the egg is dark black in color, lower half is white or yellowish in color due to the presence of yolk. Therefore, lower half of the egg is known as vestral hemisphere, upper darker hemisphere is called as animal hemisphere. See, the sperm penetrates into the womb only through the animal hemisphere. Here only, not here. Here yolk is present. Yolk disturbs the entry of sperm. Here only the sperm can enter. Now it enters. The penetration of the sperm takes place. Formation of fertilization membrane. Soon after the penetration of sperm, what happens now? The Wittlein membrane is lifted above the surface of ovum. It is lifted above the surface of ovum and it becomes thicker. The Wittlein membrane becomes thicker after entry of sperm into the ovum. Therefore, this membrane is called as fertilization membrane. Wittlein membrane is transformed into fertilization membrane. And between fertilization membrane and lemma, there is a space. Can you see that? Space is formed. This space is called as peri-Wittlein space. What is this? Peri-Wittlein space. So space is created between oolemma and fertilization membrane, or egg surface and fertilization membrane, and this is filled with fluid. This is filled with fluid. As a result, the egg is free. It can rotate. So by the rotation, what happens? Lighter part of the egg comes to lie at the top. Heavier part of the egg comes to lie at the bottom. The bottom part, lower part of the egg is having yolk. Yolky part is heavier than the part where yolk is less. So frog egg is mesolistical. Moderate amount of yolk is present, not heavily yolked. It is not heavily yolked. Okay? So the lower half is known as vestral hemisphere, upper half is known as animal hemisphere. Penetration of sperm occurs only in the animal hemisphere. Okay? Soon after the penetration of the sperm, what happens? Fertilization membrane is formed. Formation of fertilization membrane. Next, penetration part. The penetrated sperm, its head and middle piece move into the ovum. Through a particular path. That path is called as penetration path. It penetrates. It moves deeper into the ovum. That path of the sperm head and its middle piece is known as penetration path. While it is moving into the ovum, the surface cortical layer, cortical cytoplasm. Cortical cytoplasm is nothing but the cytoplasm present at the periphery. That cytoplasm is also carried along the penetration of sperm. Along the penetration of sperm, the cortical cytoplasm is also moving. As a result, what happens now? As a result, opposite to the sperm penetration here, see, look here. This is animal vessel hemisphere. This is animal hemisphere. Animal hemisphere dark in color because of the presence of pigmented granules. Here it is white or yellowish in color because of the presence of what? Yolk. As it moves inside the ovum, the cortical surface is moving. It is trailing like this. As a result, what happens? Opposite side, exactly opposite to the point of sperm penetration, the color changes. This side color changes. This part is neither dark in color nor white in color. Neither dark nor white, because of the movement of the cortical cytoplasm towards the point of sperm penetration. Point of sperm penetration. Here it becomes lighter. It is not too much dark as it is seen in other part of the egg. It is light dark in color. Light dark, light white. Therefore, this part is called as grey crescent. What is this? Grey crescent. It is grey in color. Neither too black nor too white. In between white and black, grey color is developed. Therefore, this crescent shaped, half moon shaped, area having different color, grey color, is known as grey crescent. So, grey crescent is developed in egg only after the penetration of sperm, not before the penetration of sperm. Before the penetration of sperm, there will be no grey crescent. Grey crescent form only after the entry of sperm into the womb. Okay, next, completion of maturation of egg. Completion of maturation of egg. As the sperm enters into the ovum, before that, the egg is in secondary oocyte stage. Secondary oocyte stage, where the development of the egg is paused at metaphase 2. At metaphase 2 stage. Metaphase 2 stage means what? The ovum is dividing, undergoing division by meiotic cell division. First meiotic cell division is completed. At the end of first meiotic division, one secondary oocyte is developed, one primary polar body is developed. Okay, so polar bodies are here. Okay, then it enters into these two, enters into metaphase in second meiotic cell division. Second meiotic division, prophase is completed, prophase 2 is completed, and metaphase. In metaphase 2, the further growth is stopped. When the sperm enters into the womb, that metaphase stage is, second metaphase stage is completed. Metaphase is completed, anaphase is completed, telophase is completed. So, second polar body is also released. Thus, the maturation of the womb is completed. Which was stopped at the metaphase 2 stage earlier, is completed after the penetration of sperm. So, completion of maturation. How can you understand that the egg is completed its maturation or growth? By the release of second polar body. Here, how many polar bodies are here? 3 polar bodies. So, first primary polar body is divided into 2 polar bodies. 2 plus secondary polar body. Totally, there are 3 polar bodies. So, polar bodies contain sets of chromosomes, but very little amount of cytoplasm. They will perish. They don't have sufficient amount of cytoplasm for their survival. So in oogenesis, equal division of cell doesn't occur. Unequal division takes place. Only one functional ovum is formed. This is functional ovum. So now the ovum completes its growth. So completion of maturation of egg. Next, copulation part and the fusion of the egg. Now this is called penetration part. Sperm is penetrating. The sperm is having only sperm head and middle piece. Now after entering to some extent of the ovum, it takes a turn. It rotates. This rotates. What rotates? The head of the sperm rotates at 180 degree. So now as it changes its path, direction of the path, now it moves towards the female pronucleus. This is for female pronucleus. Female pronucleus occurs after the second maturation division, means second meiotic division. Second meiotic division, after the release of second polar body, the female polar nucleus is formed. This is female pronucleus and this one is male pronucleus. Male pronucleus and female pronucleus, they swell up and they meet here. So fusion of the egg and sperm nuclei. These two are fused. Both pronuclei, male pronucleus and female pronucleus, both are fused. Okay. As a result, the fertilization is completed. So what is the meaning of fertilization? Meaning of fertilization is syngamy or fusion of gametes, so as to bring about normal sets of chromosome in the zygote. So zygote has diploid number of chromosomes, whereas gametes have haploid number of gametes. So haploid number of chromosomes. Male gamete sperm brings haploid number of chromosomes and female gamete ovum brings haploid number of chromosomes. These two haploid number of chromosomes fused. As a result, diploid zygote is formed after the fusion of these two pronuclei. Clear? Okay, next. So this is how the fertilization is completed. So this is fertilized egg. After fertilization, egg is formed like this. This is vesical pole, animal pole, vesical hemisphere, animal hemisphere. These are polar bodies, and this is gray crescent. Gray crescent is developed opposite to the path of, to the point of sperm penetration. Okay. So these are 3 layers of jelly membranes. So jelly membranes, they swell up, and the size of the egg is increasing. Not the proper ovum size. Proper ovum size will be same, 2 to 3 mm in diameter. Okay. So this is about the fertilized egg. Next, we shall talk about the cleavage. Yes, cleavage. Soon after fertilization, zygote is formed. Zygote undergoes mitotic division. Series of mitotic division. Repeated, continuous, uninterrupted mitotic divisions occur. These are called as cleavage divisions. So the difference between cleavage division and mitotic division is, in mitotic division, the cell cycle has G1 phase, S phase, G2 phase and M phase. So here in cleavage, what happens, G1 and G2 phase are not there. Directly after M phase, it enters into S phase. From S phase again it jumps into M phase. Therefore, there is no much delay in between successive divisions. Okay, so continuous divisions of cells occur, and these are called as cleavage. And during cleavage, the daughter cells are known as the blastomeres. Blastomeres do not grow in size. As a result, the embryo as a whole is not growing. It is not changing its shape during cleavage. After the completion of cleavage, the embryo size may increase. It increases, of course, but during cleavage, the embryo size is not being increased. So that is the beauty of cleavage. So these are the differences between mitotic division and cleavage divisions. Okay, so cleavage begins. The first cleavage, plane of first cleavage is meridional. So the entire zygote undergoes splitting, division. The division starts from animal pole region. It starts from animal pole and ends in vestral pole, passing through the animal and vestral pole axis. Animal and vestral pole axis, or median, median axis. Through median axis it passes. So this is called meridional plane. Meridional plane. So first cleavage begins after 2.5 hours of fertilization. 2.5 hours after fertilization, the first cleavage begins. At the end of first cleavage, two cells are formed of equal size. The entire egg is divided. Therefore, this type of cleavage is called holoblastic cleavage. And at the end of cleavage, two equal sized blastomeres are formed, and that is called as holoblastic and equal cleavage. Okay. Next, second cleavage. So second cleavage plane is also meridional, but with right angles to the first one. And it is also holoblastic. And at the end of second cleavage, four equal sized cells are formed. These are called blastomeres. Four equal sized blastomeres are formed at the end of second cleavage. So second cleavage occurs 1 hour after first cleavage. So first cleavage occurs 2.5 hours after fertilization. Second cleavage occurs 1 hour after first cleavage. So at the end of second cleavage, how many cells are formed? 4 cells are formed. So 4 blastomeres are formed. Next, third cleavage. Yes, third cleavage is also holoblastic, but at the end of third cleavage, unequal sized blastomeres are formed. So the third cleavage plane is horizontal or latitudinal. But perpendicular to right angles to the meridional planes. Okay, and this latitudinal or horizontal plane occurs above the equator of the egg, above the equator. Therefore, here cell size differ. So the cells that are present towards the animal pole are smaller in size, and the cells present towards the vestral pole are larger in size. So these are called as macromeres, and these are called as micromeres. Macromeres. So third cleavage onwards, unequal division occurs. Unequal holoblastic cleavage occurs. As a result, micromeres and macromeres are formed. Micromeres are towards animal polar region, and macromeres are towards vestral polar region. Okay? So, see, the third cleavage occurs 30 minutes after second cleavage. So at the end of third cleavage, two types of cells are formed. Smaller cells are called macromeres, larger cells are known as macromeres. And totally 8 cells are formed. How many cells are formed? 8 cells are formed. 4 cells present in the upper tier, and in the lower tier 4 cells are formed. So these are macromeres and these are micromeres. Okay? So this is 2 cell stage, 4 cell stage, 8 cell stage. And next, fourth cleavage is also meridional. Fourth cleavage in the frog is meridional. After fourth cleavage, the plane of cleavage is not regular. So it is it is variable. So different types of planes occur randomly. So the plane of cleavage can be studied only up to third cleavage. Okay. Then repeated cleavages lead to the development of blastula, multicellular embryonic stage. First multicellular embryonic stage called blastula is developed after repeated cleavages. So during cleavage, the embryo size is not increased. It is not increased. Okay. So with this, we have completed the fertilization in frog, then cleavage up to third, fourth cleavage. Okay. So in the next video, we shall discuss the structure of blastula, how blastula is developed. Okay. Fine. Thank you.